Hey everybody, I'm Emily from the farm, and I'm here today to show you some of our new additions to our perennial list for 2012. This is a small selection of a big list of a bunch of new things that we've done this year. Starting off with our new 4.5-inch program of ground covers, which are great for, covering areas and rock garden display beds. They're great miniature gardens, which we have a lot of new miniature evergreens that we're featuring this year. And then moving on to some of the spring blooming perennials, we have, this one is a new favorite of ours. This is a type of dicentra called Gold Heart, and its features are its beautiful golden foliage that holds through most of the spring and summer. And it blooms pink, which is a great contrast, and a nice bright pop of color in the shade in the spring. And then moving on to, this is an iris. It's a Siberian iris. The variety is called Strawberry Fair, and this one we're really excited about. We haven't been able to get it for years, and this is the first time that we've had it in quite a long time. It's a really beautiful pink with a blue throat to it, and that's going to be a pretty tall one, spring blooming, nice in any kind of a garden. Then moving on to some of our new coral bells. We've done a whole new line of coral bells this year from a company called Perennial that does an awesome job with a bunch of beautiful varieties, all contrasting foliage. And a nice thing about the coral bells here on the Cape is not only are they beautiful throughout the season, they're a great contrast in the landscape against all other plants, but they oftentimes stay evergreen throughout the year here, so you have year-round interest with all of these varieties, which have beautiful different colors, so they alone can make a beautiful garden. And then moving back to some of our other ones, this is one of my favorites. This is a new fern called Victoriae, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's got really funky foliage, just really awesome shaped leaves. They have a mind of their own kind of, they're really unusual. So that's a really cool one. And then for some really nice summer bloomers, sponsored by Proven Winners, this is a new variety of Veronica called Hocus Pocus. And this is a great one for all summer bloom because it's actually a type of perennial you can cut back, and it should bloom from June through August easily. So that's a beautiful one. It has tall purple spikes. And then another Veronica we did is this one, which is a pink bloomer. And this is Giles Van Hees, and this is another one that blooms throughout the summer, provided you cut it back. And where this one is a little bit taller, like 18 to 20 inch, this is a beautiful one for borders, only getting like 6 inches tall, so that's really nice. And then down here, this is a really cool one. This is a new salvia called Madeline, and you can see it's a lot like what a lot of people come asking for, the Oceana Blue Salvia, which is only an annual. This is a perennial, and it's going to bloom all summer long, just like the Veronicas, provided you keep it cut back. And it's got this beautiful bicolor flower, and that one is obviously going to be a tall one. And you can see where you can just cut it back throughout the summer, and there's constantly new buds coming. So that's going to be a real stunner in the landscape. And just to recap, the ground covers here for the varieties, if you want to take a little bit more of a look at home, this here is Mazis. Reptans is the variety. We have the pearlwort variety of Irish moss. This is a really cool one called Leptonella. Sean and I first saw this in New Zealand. This grows everywhere there. Brass buttons is the variety. It's very fern-like foliage, but it's actually in the sunflower family, and it gets a yellow flower in the summer. And then your Irish moss, the variety, Scotch moss, your variety being Aurea Gold. And then the Gallium adoratum is the sweet woodruff. And then for our ground cover sedums, we have the orangey brown tone here is Makino, and that gets a yellow bloom. And then also Sexangular is a really, really pretty one, very dwarf foliage. And our other one is Hispanicum, which is a beautiful, really, really blue pretty ground cover. Obviously that's going to be a really short one. And then this one is just super fun in the landscape. Cobweb Buttons is the variety, and it gets this cobwebbing for which it gets its name as it shoots out all these little babies around it, and you can pop those in anywhere between rocks, between small plantings. Those are all really nice ones. And then this one again is the Dicentra Gold Heart. Beautiful spring bloomer. And then over here is Iris Strawberry Fair. Beautiful flower on that guy. And the fern, a little closer look at that one. Very funky. Victoria is the variety. It's a type of a lady fern. And then the coral bells here. This is Terra Nova's variety. Ginger Ale, which is a beautiful color leaf. Berry Smoothie is definitely my favorite. This one has massive leaves on it. Super cool. And then hiding over here, we have Sweet Tea, which is a really beautiful one. A little different foliage than a lot of the heucheras. Similar to that of a tiarella. Really pretty bicolor foliage. The Veronica Giles Van Hees, pink bloom, summer blooming. And the Veronica Hocus Pocus. And I think I just said this guy, Salvia Madeline, is the variety on that one. So I hope this gets you excited for the planting season. And you can see we've got lots coming. So we are starting to unload our perennial field. And come on down and check us out.